Hi everyone. Good morning. This is final part of novel ManXMan. Noah was sleeping in his room peacefully. Suddenly he woke up because of some sweet smell in the air. And also he felt very hot and he started feeling something different which he has never experienced before. Because in modern world even though he is teenager he don't have time to think about romance and stuff like that. Till now it is very cool in his room, he don't know why it became hot suddenly. He wanted to go and open the windows, but his body is not listening to him at all. He is sweating a lot. All this is because of God Jua. As he has mixed love potion, which he has received from love God for saving his life once. His precious treasure, crying smiley. Which he has mixed in the burning incense in Noah's room. It will work as drug, and if two people make out in that effect, they will love each other forever. Suddenly, some eunuch, who knows from where, came into Ming's study. Greeted Ming who is deeply involved in his work. Greetings your majesty. I am from concubine Noah's palace. By listening Noah's name Ming raised his head. And looked at the eunuch and asked him to rise. Your majesty concubine Noah is not feeling well. And it looks like it is very serious, we don't know what to do, go, and call imperial doctor immediately. By saying this, he immediately went in the direction of Noah's chamber. Without thinking much about the eunuch. As he is in a hurry and now and guard Bao followed him. In study after Ming left. God Jua, who is none other than the eunuch with an evil grin, thought the doctor needed for Noah right now is you. And disappeared. Dia. Who was in a half-sleep mode. In the front room of Noah's chamber. Woke up by the sound of hurried footsteps. And was startled by the sudden visit of Emperor. And greeted Emperor in a daze. Emperor didn't even look at her. And entered into Noah's room without any announcement. Immediately after entering into Noah's room. He inhaled that strong sweet-smelling incense. And covered his nose with a hand. He understood that something was wrong with this incense. As expected, he saw Noah who was rolling on the bed. And his face is beet red. And is sweating a lot. He immediately put off the incense with some water. And went near Noah. Even though there is no love potion smell now. Noah still has its effect. So when he saw Ming. He dragged Ming onto his bed. And kissed him passionately. And started removing his dress and said. Ming. My dear Ming, how can anyone be so good looking? You also have nice body. Ming, I am feeling so hot. Please help me. It is so hot. While saying this, Noah has already removed Ming's dress. And thrown it onto the floor. Ming tried to control Noah. So he tightly hugged Noah, which made it unable to move for Noah. And he whispered. Noah, you are not doing it with consciousness. It is drug effect. Don't worry, I won't do anything to you without your consent. Bite on my shoulder. So that you will feel somewhat relieved. Noah bit Ming's shoulder. Until blood started coming out. Finally he cooled down. And he fell asleep. Ming laid him on bed and. As Noah is still hot. He asked maids to bring some cool water. And wiped his body. And after dressing Noah. He slept by hugging Noah. That night Noah has strange dream about their past lives. Next day morning. Ming woke up early like daily, and completed daily activities. And after taking bath he went to his study. To complete unfinished work. His father appeared in front of him. And was about to ask Ming about last night. But was stopped by Ming's words, Father. I was expecting you. As expected it was your work. Why did you use love potion on Noah? Why ask? Obviously it is to help you, you know that. I don't like this kind of methods. And there is no need to use love potion on Noah. As we are already lovers, but. Noah don't remember anything now, he will surely remember everything. And will surely come to me. Willingly Onade, don't worry my son. I know that you won't do anything to Noah. I simply wanted him to love you soon. So I did it, hoping at least with some physical contact. And your good nature, he will feel something. Did you see the effect? After biting you when you started to bleed, there are tears in Noah's eyes. And his face became sad, yeah. I too saw it. And felt very sad. And happy by seeing Noah crying for me. Wait, how did you know that he has cried? Are you peeping at us? You my good father. Before Ming do anything. God Jua disappeared with. Sorry dear son, I was too anxious, word. In previous lives, Noah was the only son of Sura, who had recently attained immortality and become the new god of justice and punishment. Sura was a good person by nature. However, when Noah was still just a few months old, Sura received an order from Jua, Ming's father, to fight against the demon clan. Since it was a difficult fight that might take many months, Sura asked Jua for help in looking after his son. There was a spy from the demon clan working as a small worker in Sura's home. When the spy learned that Sura was going to war, he kidnapped Noah. By the time Jua received news and attempted to follow the spy, the kidnapper had already left the baby in a remote hut and fled to escape the soldiers sent by Jua. Though the spy was found and interrogated, they couldn't determine Noah's location. At the same time, Sura, who was at war, learned of his son's kidnapping and was consumed by negative energy, which he had always been in contact with. As the god of judgment and punishment, overcome by this negative energy, Sura fought with both gods and demons. Many gods lost their lives in this war. And as a result, many gods grew angry with Sura. He lost his position as a god. But he continued searching for his son. Noah was raised by a poor man, who found him in the hut. Noah also took care of many orphans. And Ming, who had been severely injured in a fight, was accidentally found by Noah. Whenever Ming was in danger, he was always saved by Noah, as if they were destined to be together. Over time, they both fell in love with each other. After many years of searching for his son, Sura became lost, and his will was damaged. He wandered the streets aimlessly and was taken in by Noah, who saw him as a poor soul in need of help. Gradually, Sura lost much of his negative energy and began to regain his powers while staying with Noah. During this time, Ming also visited Noah occasionally, and he saw Sura. Ming suspected that Sura was not just an old man, but he didn't inform Noah, as he didn't appear to be a bad person. On the other hand, Sana, the daughter of the goddess of love and mercy, was in love with Ming. She would often follow him, and discovered that he was in love with Noah, which made her jealous of Noah. One time, while following Ming, Sana saw that Sura had recognized Noah as his lost son. When he saw the birthmark on Noah's back, after his shirt was torn by a sharp piece of wood, Sana did not know that Sura had once been a god. She told her mother that she was in love with Ming and wanted to marry him, but did not mention Ming's love for Noah. The goddess of love and mercy, Rithi, was happy about her daughter's decision and immediately went to Jua to discuss the marriage between Ming and Sana. Jua was also pleased with the idea, but wanted to know his son's opinion on the matter. He told Rithi that he would inform her after consulting his son. Rithi felt this was reasonable and went back to her home. At home, Rithi informed her daughter of the conversation. In return, Sana told Rithi about Ming's love for Noah and asked for her help. However, her mother, not being a negative character, simply told her daughter to stop thinking about Ming, as she couldn't do anything to separate a couple whose love was pure. Sana was not satisfied with her mother's answer. Sana then asked her friend, Chaya, for help in separating Noah and Ming. Although Chaya was Sanaa's friend, she was older and had seen Sura when he was a god. She had also lost her closest brother in that war because of Sura. So, when they went to meet Noah, Chaya saw Sura and became very angry. She immediately took Sanaa with her and told her everything that had happened in the previous battle, also informing her about the gods who had lost loved ones because of Sura. The gods, collectively angry, attacked Sura while he was alone hunting. After an intense fight, Sura was seriously injured. Noah, hearing the sounds of the battle from the direction his father had gone, thought his father was in danger and rushed to help. When Noah tried to aid Sura, the gods realized that he was Sura's son. They wanted Sura to feel the same pain they had. So they told Noah that if he wanted his father to be left alone, he would have to face 90 thunder strikes, which would most likely result in his death. Despite the danger, Noah accepted the challenge. Sura tried to stop him, but Sanaa, who wanted to remove Noah, didn't want to miss this opportunity. She tried to use her spiritual weapon to at least make Sura lose consciousness for a while. However, during the process, she was struck by one of Sura's powerful blows. Sanaa was seriously injured, as though she might die at any moment. Rethi, upon receiving the news, immediately rushed to the location. When she saw her daughter's condition, she became furious with Noah, blaming him for all of this. In her anger, she cursed Noah, saying that he would never have the love of his life. Afterward, she left with her daughter. At that moment, Sura was still unconscious. And even though Noah was devastated, he didn't have time to console himself, as the remaining gods were waiting for him to receive the thunder strikes. Meanwhile, Ming was discussing his love with his father, when Jua suddenly received information about a fight between some gods. They immediately went to stop the conflict. But by the time they arrived, Noah had already endured 50 thunder strikes, and his spirit was almost completely damaged. Ming stopped the thunder strikes first, and Jua saw the unconscious Sura and understood what may have happened. Jua explained the issue to Ming, reprimanded the remaining gods, and punished them by reducing their positions. However, since Noah hadn't fulfilled his promise, the gods were still very angry with Sura. So, Ming told them that he would face the remaining 40 strikes in Noah's place, and that the gods should stand by their words and not touch Noah or Sura again. While Ming was enduring the strikes, Sura regained consciousness. Without thinking about anything, he immediately searched for Noah. When he found Noah unconscious, he escaped to a remote planet in another universe to save Noah and to cure himself. After completing the thunder strikes, Ming, despite being a very powerful god, had lost some of his cultivation, and it took him some time to regain consciousness. His first priority was to search for Noah, and he discovered that Noah had been taken away by Sura. He also wanted to find out what had happened to Sanaa and about the curse placed on Noah. Ming then went to Rithi to check on Sanaa. He hoped to reduce Rithi's anger so that she could lift the curse on Noah. When Ming arrived, Sanaa was still unconscious, and Rithi was desperately searching for ways to save her. Ming assessed her condition and used 50% of his cultivation to save Sanaa. Rithi was extremely happy and told Ming that, in her anger, she had made a bad decision. She couldn't take the curse back. But there was a remedy. If Ming could find Noah and make him fall for him again within 120 years, the curse would be lifted, as if he had overcome a love tribulation. Both Ming and Noah would regain their powers and ascend to the next level of cultivation. Ming thanked Rithi and left to search for Noah. Since Ming had lost most of his cultivation, he couldn't use all of his powers to search for Noah. He searched almost every planet that could potentially harbor life. Finally, after 115 years, while residing on a planet as one of the land's emperors, he found someone who looked like Noah and had the same name. However, Ming observed that the soul within the body was not Noah's. Still, as he had found Noah's body, he was certain that Noah's soul would eventually return to it. This was the last year within the time limit given to him, and as expected, Noah's soul returned to his body. Meanwhile, Sura, who had taken Noah to a remote planet, tried to reattach Noah's broken soul. After nearly 97 years of continuous effort, he managed to save Noah's soul. However, it needed to be nurtured in a body capable of sustaining it. After a long search, Sura found a baby whose soul was about to die, but had a great positive body. Sura transferred Noah's soul into this body and blessed the unfortunate soul of that body who was going to die, to have a better life in its next incarnation. At the same time, Noah's original body also needed to be recovered. Sura turned it into a baby and asked his only student, Ekaksh, to grow Noah's body by staying in it for a few years. Ekaksh had been taught cultivation by Sura due to his determination and great energy. He had become semi-immortal in a short time. Sura promised Ekaksh that he would protect Ekaksh's body, while Ekaksh's soul was in Noah's body. So, the person who had been in Noah's body all this time was actually Ekaksh. Sura then found a suitable family and replaced a dead baby with Noah's body, in which Ekaksh's soul resided. Present timeline: Noah, who had lost his parents at a young age, found great care from Ming. Without realizing it, he fell in love with Ming. After Ming found Noah, he dismissed all his concubines and allowed them to marry anyone they wished. Even though Ming had stayed in some of their rooms, he had always kept a distance and slept in a separate bed, sending them healthy soup in the mornings to make everyone believe they had spent time together. Ming had previously avoided arguing with his ministers about marriage, needing their support to gain power in court, while he focused most of his time on searching for Noah. A few days later, Noah also began to remember his past life. Since they had overcome their love tribulation, both Ming and Noah regained their powers. They spent the remaining 100 years of their human lives happily together. After returning to the divine realm, they married as gods, with Ming taking Jua's position and Noah taking Sura's. Noah also gave birth to twins, a son and a daughter, and Jua spent his retirement time happily with them. Sura, on the other hand, wished to spend his time helping mortals and immortals in need, hoping to reduce his guilt for accidentally killing a few gods. Changmin, however, discovered that the current Noah was not the Noah he had known from childhood. He also noticed someone had been secretly following him recently, and that person's movements resembled Noah's. Changmin decided to find out the truth about his Noah and learn his opinion of Changmin. One day, when he was alone, Changmin called out to the person who was secretly following him to come out and speak with him, as they had spent time together when they were young. Finally, Ekaksh appeared, and the two discussed many things. Since they both loved each other, they got married. Ekaksh also taught Changmin about cultivation, and they both became immortals, serving Noah and Ming as their personal advisors and bodyguards. Finale happy ending to all. If you like this story, please do like and subscribe.